they thought she was nobody. A girl in worn-out boots, faded jeans, and a second-hand backpack. To them, she looked like a stray who had wandered onto the grounds of one of America's most prestigious military academies. But in less than an hour, that same girl would silence every sneer, stun her instructors, and reveal a secret so dangerous that even the highest-ranking officers froze in fear. Her name was Olivia Carter, and she wasn't who they thought she was. Fort Braddock, Virginia, was home to one of the most elite training academies in the country, a proving ground for the sons and daughters of decorated generals, wealthy sponsors, and military dynasties. That morning, cadets strutted through the yard, barking jokes, flexing muscles, and showing off like it was a stage. When Olivia stepped out of an old, beat-up Chevy pickup with chipped paint and rust on the doors, she stuck out immediately. No designer gear, no fancy luggage, just a faded windbreaker, jeans washed thin, and boots so worn they looked ready to give out. Who let the janitor in? Madison Green, a tall blonde cadet with a voice sharp enough to cut glass, said loudly. Her friends roared with laughter. Olivia didn't answer. She simply shouldered her backpack and walked toward the barracks. The silence in her eyes only fueled their cruelty. But by sundown, every single one of them would regret it. Training at Fort Braddock was brutal by design. Push-ups until arms shook. 10-mile runs in full gear. Simulated combat under chaos and noise. For most cadets, it was a shock to the system. For Olivia, it was nothing she hadn't seen before. Still, they mocked her at every chance. At the mess hall, Derek Walker, a cocky cadet with a buzz cut, slapped her tray, spilling food on her shirt. The room erupted with laughter and phones recording. Olivia just wiped her shirt and kept eating. On the field, Lance Morrison, the academy's golden boy, shoved her shoulder during sprints, knocking her into the mud. "Careful, thrift store," he sneered. Olivia got up without a word. She never complained, never fought back. That quietness unnerved them more than if she had shouted. Only one cadet, Elena Ramirez, noticed the precision in Olivia's every move. The way she tied knots perfectly, handled equipment like she'd been doing it for years, and disassembled her rifle in 52 seconds flat. "Where'd you learn that?" Sergeant Pulp, the grizzled instructor, demanded after her flawless performance. Olivia simply said, "Practice." But even the officers whispered, "Hands that steady? That wasn't civilian training." The real turning point came during hand-to-hand combat matches. By twisted fate, Olivia was paired against Lance, the 6-foot mountain who'd made her life miserable since day one. The whistle blew, and Lance didn't waste time. He slammed her against the padded wall, the impact tearing her shirt. The cadets howled with laughter. Madison pulled out her phone, recording with glee. But then the laughter stopped, because the rip in Olivia's shirt revealed something none of them had ever seen before. Etched across her shoulder blade was a tattoo, a black viper coiled around a shattered skull. The symbol radiated menace, power, and mystery. Colonel James Patterson, who had been watching from across the yard, froze. His face drained of color as he stepped forward. "Who gave you that mark?" he demanded, his voice trembling. Olivia looked at him calmly. "I didn't ask for it. It was given to me by Ghost Viper. I trained under him for 6 years." The name struck the yard like lightning. The Ghost Viper, an urban legend in military circles. A man said to run the deadliest covert unit in American history. A trainer so feared, he was whispered about in classified briefings. Supposedly dead. Supposedly myth. And now here stood his only student. Colonel Patterson, a decorated officer of 3 decades, snapped to attention and saluted. "No one bears that mark unless they were chosen. She is not a cadet. She is something else entirely." Phones dropped. Jaws hung open. Lance staggered back, his face pale. Olivia removed his grip gently, turned to the stunned crowd, and said nothing. But Lance's pride wouldn't let go. "I don't care what tattoo you've got," he growled. "Prove it in a real fight." Before anyone could stop him, he lunged. His fists swung wild. Olivia moved like water, slipping, weaving, untouchable. His punches hit nothing but air. "Hit me already," he roared. But Olivia wasn't there to impress anyone. She was studying him, waiting. Then, in a blur, she stepped inside, wrapped an arm around his neck, and dropped him unconscious in 8 seconds flat. No punches. No wasted movement. Just lethal precision. Captain Harrow stepped forward, voice booming. Effective immediately, Cadet Olivia Carter is designated an honorary instructor. You will learn from her. You will respect her. The cadets parted like water, their laughter gone, their arrogance shattered. Whispers spread through Fort Braddock like wildfire. By evening, even the kitchen staff knew the girl they mocked was Ghost Viper's only student. And the truth didn't end there. Days later, a tall man in a black tactical jacket arrived at the gate. General Thomas Reed, one of the most respected names in the U.S. military. He didn't salute Olivia. He embraced her. Colonel Patterson turned to the cadets, voice carrying across the yard. "This is General Reed," he said, "Olivia's husband." The revelation crushed whatever pride Madison, Lance, and Derek had left. The woman they had mocked was not only a legend's protege, but married to one of America's highest-ranking generals. Lance was discharged for conduct unbecoming. His name became a cautionary tale. Madison's cruel videos went viral. Her sponsors dropped her, and she disappeared from social media in disgrace. Derek was reassigned to the worst duties on base. Captain Harrow was ordered into retraining for leadership failures. Elena Ramirez, the only cadet who had shown Olivia kindness, was recommended for advanced programs. And Fort Braddock itself? It was never the same. Olivia's story became required reading for new recruits, a lesson about judgment, respect, and hidden strength. Months later, in a quiet cabin in Montana, Olivia's phone buzzed. A single phrase appeared on the secure line. Code Phoenix. Her past was calling her back. Ghost Viper's final mission wasn't as dead as everyone thought. Enemies long buried were rising again. General Reed placed a hand on her shoulder. "Looks like peace was never ours to keep." Olivia nodded, already pulling gear from hidden compartments. "Then it's time to remind them why they should have left the Viper buried." And with that, the woman everyone once underestimated prepared to step back into the shadows, where legends are born and where the fate of nations is decided by the ones no one sees coming. Never underestimate someone based on appearances. True strength is often quiet, hidden, and revealed only when the world needs it most.